The Long Walk is a Lao, I guess you could call it a thriller genre film, and it's actually a really unique film because my goal was to do something that was extremely Lao, but that could also be accepted internationally. That was borderline genre and art house, but just unlike any other film that we've ever had in our region. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to apply to SAFF, because sometimes in ASEAN we feel really isolated, even though we know we have our ASEAN brothers and sisters in Cambodia, Vietnam, etc. In Singapore, it just feels like there's no one else around us. And especially when you're in a country like Laos that doesn't make a lot of films, you don't know really where to go to. And so when I found the program for SAFF, it was just like, wow, that's all they're looking for, Southeast Asian films. And they're bringing in Southeast Asian producers, financiers, and even other foreign people who are just interested in our countries and our region. So I knew that that's where I had to go. And they also weren't really accepting projects with like one goal. Sometimes you go to other project markets and it's like, we only want horror films, or we only want drama or art house. But no, the determining factor for SAFF was, do you have a unique project and is it Southeast Asian? And so I knew like that's what I want to apply to. And it was incredible because I felt I got to make a lot of bonds and network with other Southeast Asian filmmakers, and I learned like their problems and their challenges, and you know, it became like this brotherhood where we knew like, oh my god, you suffer this problem too, so do I. And then you learn how similar your stories and backgrounds are. And then you're encountering only professionals that want to already invest in our region and want to see stories from our region get shown on big screen. And in the end, I ended up partnering with Aurora Media, who financed and became majority producer on my film. So it was like, it was a perfect storm. When I first entered with Long Walk, it was actually in development. The story's actually changed a lot since then, but that was one of the really fun things about SAFF, because they take developing ideas and they take script form. They're not expecting you to just come with a half-finished film for post-production. They're taking films in various forms. And so when I went, we were in the middle of finishing the first draft of the script. And then from that time, when I first joined SAFF, to now, when I have my Singaporean producer, the story has completely evolved and we've been able to collaborate. And I'm here in Singapore now finishing post-production actually, so the film is literally going to be finished in 3 weeks.
Oh,
like
exciting.
complete.
Exciting.
It's so exciting. I mean, you know, when you first start and when you first get your first partner, the finish line seems so far away. You're just like, this is never going to end. And we had a lot of challenges during production because Laos is a really undeveloped country, and we were in the jungle filming, and everything that could go wrong definitely went wrong. And now I'm here in Singapore, and I'm having like, just it feels so relaxing to know like the end is near and the end is in sight, and we're going to complete. You know, now I can sit in the comfort of air conditioning and have coffee instead of in the jungle chasing away mosquitoes. But yeah, so The Long Walk is a time travel psychological thriller set in rural Laos, and it also has a supernatural element too. So it's a really cross-genre film. I would say that it's a very tragic film about loneliness and regret, and it's about a young boy who discovers a young girl who dies in the forest, and afterwards her spirit starts to haunt him. And then in 65 years we see that he's built this relationship with her, and they're alone. It's just the two of them, and he has this deep regret of losing his mother as a young boy, and he starts to get this idea that, well, if you died and you're still here with me, we could perhaps save other women, and if we, you know, kill them, if they're suffering, then they won't suffer anymore, and their spirits can linger and be my friends too, for companionship. And he realizes that he's able to go back in time through this spirit and observe life, but when he realizes that he can edit life, when he can interact with the past, he takes things a step too far, and he makes changes where things become irrevocably irreparable. It's been really wonderful because now that we know people from different regions, sometimes when there's a problem, for instance, I have a friend from Indonesia who's like, I want to come to Laos or to Thailand because I need a camera package, or I need this technician that could edit my film for me, or I want a certain location. Before, we didn't know who to contact. All we could do was contact the most, commercial or corporate company, and then the cost wasn't really realistic, or we were too small as independent Asian filmmakers. But now that we have this network that we've built through SAFF, we know who to call. We can contact each other, and if like someone wants to come to Laos and say, oh, I really want to shoot these bears at this waterfall, I'm like, oh, I have the person for you, and they can call me directly, and I can help them. Or if they say like, oh, I don't really know someone in Cambodia, but I'm looking for perhaps going to Angkor Wat to shoot some stills or some location plates. I know who to refer them to, and so we become interconnected, and we can help each other out in a lot of ways. And it's really helpful that not only can we network this way, but also we can build projects together, because now that we've become such good friends, our goal is like maybe we can do a project together someday, and the connection has become even stronger because of that. So when a young filmmaker is just developing a new project or a new idea and they don't know what step to take next, I really encourage them to come to a program like SAFF, and at least if they can't attend, just to come meet the people at SAFF. Because when they feel they're not ready, they might get embarrassed and they think, oh, I can't apply to something like SAFF, that's too advanced, or I'm not going to be as good as the others. But every filmmaker, especially a filmmaker at SAFF, remembers what it was like to have a new project or to be developing a new film. And when I was a new filmmaker, I didn't know what the heck I was doing at all. Like, I had no idea. So it's like, I'm going to make a film. What do I do next? And it's like people like the ones at SAFF and the friends that you make at an event like SAFF that really guide you and really help you, because everyone has been in their position and everybody knows what it's like to be lost. But now we have the experience, and the professionals that SAFF invites also have years and years of professional experience. And a lot of these people that come aren't only filmmakers, they're producers, they're financiers, they're equipment, they're production houses, and they can help you, or they can lead you on the right path. And SAFF is so much more than just about selling a project or pitching a project. It's also filled with talks and discussions and workshops. And so when you come, it's like you're opening a whole new world that you didn't know existed. And then if you have questions, everybody's so open and willing to help you and to give you the advice and information that you need. So if you don't know what the next step is to go to something like SAFF so you can figure out what it's going to be.